I can remember the court asking me if I wanted to have a trial. I had a public defender that I solely depended on, and every answer was given to me by my public defender. My public defender said, yes, you tell them you do not want a trial. Everything the courts asked me, I got from my public defender. I can remember when the court said my case, and they said, Ms. Burton, you are hereby charged with attempted murder. It was the first time I did have a voice, because I remember raising my hand and saying, I thought I was being tried for assault with a deadly weapon. I can still remember my attorney grabbing my hand, asking me to be quiet. I remember looking at him saying, but I thought my case was assault with a deadly weapon. As the judge kept talking, the only thing I can hear was life plus 9 years. And again, I remember raising my hand because that's not what I understood, asking the judge that that's not what I was told. And I remember the judge saying, we're going to stop so you can talk to your attorney. So I go in the little room and I'm like, I don't understand. They're saying attempted murder when they said assault with a deadly weapon, and they're saying life plus 9 and you said 9. So why am I saying I'm pleading to this? He's like, it's just a process. Just go ahead and plead. It's like, okay. So I remember the judge asking me all these questions. Did I understand? Did I do this? Did I do this? And I just remember looking at my public defender, nodding his head, and I was nodding my head. I do remember my judge getting sick at that time too. So they dismissed everything until prior. So we went back to court. They set the charges again, and it went back to assault with a deadly weapon. They dismissed us again, and they said that I had to be transferred to Long Beach court. The next day from juvenile hall, I'm transferred to CCB court in Long Beach because my judge, again, was sick. So I go to another judge, and the case again went back to attempted murder, life plus 9. I'm scheduled to go back to court. I get a copy of everything from YA. YA's like, she needs to come to YA. I recommend that she do all of her programming at YA, and we have the psychological treatment to continue her here until adulthood. Long Beach CCB court overread YA's recommendation and sentenced me to life plus 9 in an adult prison. I get back to juvenile hall. I'm sentenced to life plus 9, and probably 2 weeks later, I'm on a county bus to an adult prison. I can remember reaching this adult prison while every person got off of the bus. I was on that bus by myself probably about 2 hours until somebody finally came out and was like, why is she still on that bus? Where is she supposed to be going? They're like, she's going to be here. They're like, we don't handle kids. So the watch commander and the person on the bus was talking. They took me out of the bus and they took me to one part of the institution. I just remember it being a laundry room in one room. I remember being in that room for 3 days with nothing, no one coming to say anything, until someone passed by. I didn't know who that person was at that time, but I can tell you that person today was Susan Atkins, one of the Manson people. and said, "Hey, there's someone in here." And I'm crying, like, there's someone in here. 3 days. I was just in a ball. They immediately came and got me out and forgot that I was ill. They didn't know what to do, so they put me in administrative segregation until I turned 18, because they could not put me in general population. I can remember so many people next door to me hearing, "That's the youngster, that's the kid, that's the kid." Oh my God. So by that time, the women that was in segregation rallied for me to get a TV. They rallied for me to use the phone. They rallied for me to just do a lot. My 2 years in ADSET, that's what they called it, administrative segregation, until it was time for me to hit the main yard. So I'm 18 years old and I'm about to hit the main yard. And my first time on the main yard, I was like, it was 2 people in a room. It was weird because now I'm used to segregation in a room by myself. And I'm like, "Hello, can you guys take me back where I came from?" It's just like too many people here. It's too many grown-ups here. And so they brought a psychologist in. They brought all these people in because, again, they had not had someone that young, just trying to help me navigate through prison. One of the ladies next door to me said, "You know what? You can go to the law library. It's a person there that will help you tell them." I go, "I don't know, but I want to go to the law library." So I remember they escorted me to see the law library. She was like, "Give me all your paperwork." I had a copy of everything. She was like, "This is crazy. First off, your appeal had already lapsed, because everything that the public defender was supposed to do, it had already lapsed. But that's okay. We got habeas corpus." So I'm learning through her. She's pulling me out every day for 2 hours in the law library, going over my case. She's helping me file all this stuff that I have no idea. But I remember getting a response from the judge saying, "Your appeal is granted," meaning we need to look at more than. So that was my first journey of really fighting for myself, because the only thing I know I did something bad. I knew that. I knew I had to pay time for it, but I knew the time that they gave me was not right. I remember every day writing my judge on how I felt being incarcerated every day and sending my letter out, legal mail, to my judge. It was the only thing that helped me. And my letters really just consist of, I know I did something wrong, but I know I wasn't supposed to be just life, because then I got to understand what life meant once you got sentenced. Now, when you're sentenced, they tell you life means you're going to go home in 7 years. They told me I had to do my 9 years first, half of 9 years, and then my life sentence. It's just so confusing. For me, my thing is just, when do I get to go home? So once I understood what a life sentence meant, and that I met women that had been incarcerated for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, I couldn't see myself dying in prison. So I really fought to get out. But I knew during my fight, I had to learn who I was as an adult. I didn't go to school, so I got my high school diploma. You have to go in front of a panel to get judged if you are worthy. to even have your freedom again. I went through this panel probably about 6 times of denial. Tonight. I knew I wasn't. I just knew I wasn't going to die in prison. It was too much of my hope and too much of my fight